Now what I wanted to do today, this is basically a review of this camera. It's called an Anart. I want to basically explain what I've learned so far. I've had it for about a week already. And I want to share what's looking like it's going to be a very useful product for my enjoyment, and I hope for the enjoyment of my friends. First of all, let me go back and say that Luciano has used this camera on track days, and this is basically for motorcycles. For my use, I'm concerned with motorcycles, but obviously you can put it on the hood of your car, on your nose, or hood of an airplane, or whatever. It's a motion camera. It's made to be to record things that are moving. Now, there's one shortcoming, and over the years I have two of these. Obviously, one is recording right now. These are Canon cameras. They take wonderful high def, beautiful. It plays great on my big Sony screen upstairs. Great for YouTube, everything. They have one shortcoming. You mount this to something that's moving or has an inherent vibration, and here's what happens. Because the lens is out, and this lens has about 1,000th of clearance, and I'm going to try to show this because this is a problem a lot of people run into when they have a motorcycle camera. They do great footage if the camera isn't under vibration or movement. When this is moving and you hit a bump or the vibration of the engine, this turns into a little diving board. It resonates, it goes away, it comes back at certain RPMs, goes away, comes back. And we've all seen that if you've looked at any of the videos I've shot from a motorcycle where this is mounted solidly. I've tried rubber mounting it, I've tried all different kind of mounts. It doesn't really solve the problem, it moves it around in the resonance range. So what I didn't want to go buy a GoPro because basically they're expensive. Well, Luciano found this deal from Amazon for $41, and I was skeptical until we had seen the track day footage on my television. And then I said, you know, that's good enough for me or for my group of friends. So anyway, I wanted another thing that's with all of these types of cameras. I'll shut this off because we don't need that. Super important. There's a little microphone up in the front of the camera. Even when I'm shooting video of spray painting or anything work in the shop, the wind noise is a very big distraction. It's constantly whistling like wind noise. And from a motorcycle, it's worse. And what I've done, I've handheld it riding, put it down below the windshield, it's better. Bring it up above the windshield where you can see the footage. It's terrible. So anyway, Luciano has found a lot of great things, believe me. When you want to find bargains, he's the bargain master. But he found this camera. Now let me just show this up close. Now what I wanted to show is basically what you get for $41. You get this little camera. There's only one little shortcoming. There's 0 instructions. If you don't know how to run a computer, good luck with this. You've got to kind of figure it out. In the side of the camera goes a little card that they give you with the camera, but what I did, and for $9 more, they upgrade. This is an upgrade. So what they actually had was a $41 camera with an upgrade package. The upgrade package, everything you see here is $9. So the whole cost of this whole thing with Karen's free shipping from Amazon was $56. And it included some other little, I think another memory, it had a memory card and a spare battery, I guess. I don't even know what this is. No, it's an adapter. See, the problem is I don't really know. I haven't used this a lot. But what I have done is use it enough that I've got some footage I shot from the various places I put the camera, and I think this will be interesting because I've learned a couple of do's and don'ts. I can save people a lot of time. First off, they give you one of these sticks that you can take your picture if you're a movie star or if you happen to have a date with Bo Derek and you want a picture of her, here you go. This is probably a $10 thing by itself. I don't know. But the people that are, the good news is I'm so unaware of this that my review makes sense, because these are the questions most people will ask. Now, this is a waterproof box. Now, Mark Morgan told me he took his right. He got a different one. He doesn't have this one. He's got a different one. But the box opens up in the back. what happens, you put the camera inside. You put the camera up all the way. Be nice if they gave you instructions. See, I kind of figured all this out on a fly. And then what you have to do is snap that shut. Now it's a waterproof camera. Now, some of the things they don't tell you. They tell you there's an instruction. It says smile or something. It's nothing. They assume that you're a young guy and you're all geeked out and you know how to do this. This is the on-off button. You hit the on button. Turn around and look at what comes up. Action camera. Boom. Now, this is a silly way to do this, but I wanted to show because there are no instructions with this camera. This shows how much I've shot already, and here's what this is going to do. When I hit the top button, which is very convenient, the lights turn to red, and now I'm recording. I'm taking a picture of my fingernails here. Now, what I did the first time I used the camera, I said I hit the button again like you do with a normal camera. Shuts it off. Now I have a file out there of that little episode. Now I also have, and I found this out the easy way, you have modes on this. Let me just show. Okay, we're off. I've got to cycle through this. Okay, now I'm on a camera. And it's giving you the movie size. Notice it shoots in super high def, 1920. The date and stamp I didn't want to see on the picture. It loops, which means it goes to the end of the video. And I'm not interested in taking pictures with this yet. But of course you cycle through this the way you would anything else. So it's really, for somebody that's, I guess intelligent would be the right word. You would know innately how to go through these cycles. But, you know, some people don't. That's the problem. Now there's some other things, some other features you have. So what I'm saying is young guys, computer literate guys, they're going to have no issues with this at all. There's only 4 buttons. So you really don't have, and you can see where it goes across. So I'm oversimplifying this for one reason, is these are the questions I asked. Now the first time I did this, I couldn't shut the camera off. I didn't know what to do. Well, you've got to hold the button down for 2 seconds. It'd be nice if they told you that. But anyway, I hope that helps. If you decide to buy a $40 camera, I'm sure they save money on printing that stuff up. In fact, I have to explain how this works. This is my spare battery, which I kept. When I originally bought the camera, this battery would hold a charge for 20 seconds. John Pothier and I worked on trying to figure out what was going on. I called Amazon. They said, no problem, just send the camera back. And 4 days later, 4 days, I did an exchange. I had the new camera back. It came 8 o'clock at night while Mark Morgan was here. But what I did, I kept the bad battery in case the battery from this camera was bad. I could show them I had 2 bad batteries. Now this is the part that gets interesting. I went out and I wanted to look at the features. I said, well, what do I want to do first with this? Let me show how this works out. The reason I say this is more interesting. I thought for $9, I mean, what are they going to give you, right? But anyway, I keep the box for my spare parts here because what happens, that's the adapter that they give you. They give you this 3M tape for sticking things down. The neatest part of this whole thing was the little adapter that goes on the top of the helmet. I figured, well, that's what everybody does. So let me try that. Here's the camera. And of course it goes forward. Let me put this out here. I'm not sure let's make sure. Show the camera. And let's move the camera a little bit here. Don't forget, this is not Steven Spielberg here. We're doing this on a limited budget. So let's say I want to shoot footage backward, which by the way was very nice. I put the camera up here. Now there's only one problem. What I found right away, I went out to shoot footage. I went out with, I had nobody the first day. I just was taking pictures of the road. And I moved the camera a little bit down. I moved it a little bit up. It has a handy little adjustment here so you can move it. So the first thing you have to decide is, because everybody rides with their neck bent just a little bit. If you ride with your head back, well, you're going to want to do that. If you ride like I do, crouched a little bit forward, almost in a sport bike position. Probably down is pretty good. But the point is, you have to do a couple of tests before you get anything that really looks good. So then the other thing, of course, is you can take this off very conveniently. And watch how nice and easy this is. This comes off. I think this is, of course, this is GoPro stuff. I think they just cloned a GoPro. But when they give you this, they give you this piece and it's too short. They give you this one. Let me show you. This will save you some time too if you do it. They give you a short knob. See how short it is? It doesn't stick out past the camera enough. So you got to have little baby fingers to get in there. Well, if you just switch it with one of the other mounts, makes it a lot easier. Now, I want to put this on. The other thing, when you line this up, it's a very tight fit, which is good. I like to use the long one. And now I'm ready. I can shoot pictures going forward. Going forward, again, you need to do that little, let me just loosen this up, that little test of, and I'm going to show some live footage at the end of this that I had it too far down, too far forward, facing backward. Making this adjustment is a personal custom thing. Now, what I decided to do is when I get it to where I'm really happy with it, I'm going to have to make maybe a cardboard template or something of this angle. So if I take the camera off, put it back on, I can, just to show what it would have that angle in there with this curve. So I could get this right back in the position that suits my twisted neck or whatever. But anyway, this really is, and I'm excited about this because I would love to shoot pictures when we go to track day this year. That's number one. Number two, I found a couple other little things that I think that are really useful with this camera. I took, and if you look at some of my other videos, we shot the video of Glenn wire brushing the wheels with this. Acceptable, but not as good as the Canon. I don't think it's as good as the Canon. It doesn't record the sound well when it's in the box. It's a little better when it's out of the box, but when it's in the box, the nice thing is there's a minimum, the minimum of that whistling, that wind noise, I call it. Now, there's actually one accessory I don't have here. I threw it out. I don't know why. They gave you a bottle with a shoelace so that if you were using this, I guess, scuba diving and a shark bit your arm off, the camera would float to the surface. Well, I figured if I go into the Hudson River recording video, I don't want the camera to float. I don't want to see that on YouTube too often. And by the way, what I did when I experimented with this, I did not have good luck with this. I tried it on the FZR gas tank, and what happened was the vibration. I'll explain this because a lot of people don't understand this. This is a resonance issue. From where this mounts to where the camera is a diving board. It's going to always resonate. Even when I was looking down at certain RPM, it would be fine. You get up and then you take the bike up to say $8,000, and at $8,000 it would do that, or at $10,000 or whatever. So I was unhappy with that. There's a way you could cure that, is just to somehow, and I'm thinking a rubber band over the top of it, because this jiggles ever so slightly. Or if I was just riding and I just put my finger on it, it was perfect. So, and I always, because I don't want to take a chance. It's not like losing a camera would be the problem. If this camera flies off the bike without a tether and the person behind you doesn't see it coming, you could hurt somebody with this. So I think having a safety tether on, unless it's on your helmet, probably a good idea. This is an ordinary shoelace, by the way, and they don't give you the shoelace for $9. Not sure why. Now, a lot of the stuff they give you, I'm not sure it would be appropriate. See, this is rubber mounted. I'm going to try this on the RD, and just because most of the bikes don't have any spot on the handlebars where this is convenient. I also tried shooting through a dark windshield. Not so good. So this would be a handlebar mount. And again, they give you this stuff. I can't even figure out what to do with it yet. I'm sure this is something I'm going to figure out what to do eventually. The camera's going to snap in here or something. Yeah, I'm sure it is. And it mounts up to a screw. They give you plenty of hardware. They give you extra hardware. If you want to mount this, I'm not sure I want to do it, but do you want to mount it to the side of the helmet, to the top of the helmet? It seems like of all the footage I shot, The back of the camera came out nice. The top of the helmet facing backwards, top of the helmet facing forward. But it was critical to get the angle right. And it's critical when you're shooting. If you're looking to make this footage real nice, you don't want to move your head. I did one where I was leaning into the turns like you would do at a track day. And it distorts the footage. So you'd kind of have to back off on the speed a little bit, sit up straight, hold your head straight, or this footage starts looking unrealistic anyway. Anyway, more little stuff to play with, more little gizmo. I'm not sure what this one is. This one has a rubber tang. Maybe you're supposed to put it on your nose or something. More of these little pieces to extend it with. Again, an extra one. I'm sure they give you an extra one because if you break this tang, the whole thing is no good. So they're very smart for giving you some extra knobs. An extra thing that turns this 90 degrees, so when you mount it to the side of your helmet, it's good. This is another one of them, I call them the handlebar mounts. I'm sure some of these are made for bicycles. Now, they give you some Velcro to mount. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure you would put this on your wrist. We'll figure it all out. We're going to have some fun. The reason I wanted to put this little preview out is because a lot of my friends contribute things. See, we share information. The whole purpose of doing this is to share what we've learned. What I've learned is most people, for 40 or 50 bucks, would enjoy having this camera. For 300 or 400, less people. Maybe in our circle of friends, no people. I don't know. Anyway, this, more Velcro. Two interesting things. This mounts around. I'm sure it's made for a bicycle helmet that you can mount. The camera mounts right here. I was thinking, well, you're never going to ride without a helmet. Somehow you could adapt this to a motorcycle helmet. It's beautifully made. This is a stretchy material that's rubber. It's got a tacky rubber on the inside. But again, I haven't figured out how to use it yet. This video is really just a preview to get some feedback from friends. Joe Roselli has used this, and his footage is already out on. This is a strap, so it mounts. Let me see if I can show it. It mounts around, and it makes for, what's nice about this mount, because I've looked at Joe's footage, it makes nice footage. But again, camera angle, when you lean down over the bars under acceleration, you start taking a picture of your gas tank. You have to imagine that you're a human camera mount if you want to get really nice footage. Or, I was thinking, I'm going to try to mount this to the, like they do in MotoGP, so you can see the back wheel, among other things. The point is, and I guess it's a good point, I'm going to share some of the little footage I shot. I played with this for about a week now. Amazon, without any problem, here's a great thing, save the box. What I did, I saved all the little packaging and everything, because if the camera goes bad, they seem very comfortable with exchanging it for no questions asked. You check the box, doesn't work. I'm not sure they do that if you dropped it or something. But anyway, I'm gonna show some of the footage on this that I shot with the good old Ferrari helmet. So far, I've only got footage forward, back, and on the tail section of the bike, and through the windshield. It just was too dark, but it didn't work for me anyway. But anyway, let's look at some of the little footage I shot. It took me about a week to play with this, but I'm going to start gathering data. We're going to start trying different mounts on the bikes. And what I'll probably try to do is at the end of my instructional videos, or whatever you want, how-to videos, painting videos, how to mow your grass videos, what I want to do is put a little, anything I learn, tack it on the end of each video. This is a great deal, I think, for $41. And if you buy the accessory kit, you're going to be out 56 bucks. And it's from Amazon. So today's little test, we got our mounts that we got with this Anart camera all lined up here. And there's pretty much a mount for every possibility. You can put it on your nose, on your head, on the end of sticks, around your helmet. This is a helmet strap, a chest strap, extra little things, a wrist strap. I'm not even sure what you use all these things for. There's enough of them though. And you know, what I thought I'd do today, just use this as a little test for test our Anart camera. Take this out, make a run with it one way up on our little back road near Hibernia where we always go, and then turn the camera around and shoot the other way. But the whole purpose of it is I want to see the quality of the footage. So in this test, what I wanted to do, and I took a shoelace just in case. I'm just not confident in, see, here what happens, this tank has a little bit of a hump and it doesn't want to sit right in the middle. So I put it here. That seems like it's the solidest, but I just don't want it flying off and getting run over by a, well, another rider.